Dear Nicole, I'm sorry you're struggling today. You're really stuck in your head and struggling with your anxiety. You're fixating on things you need to do, beating yourself up for the way you eat, the way you look, and for trying to rest and take care of yourself. Know that anxiety is normal and lots of people struggle with this. Be gentle on yourself. You'll have good days and bad days. Know you're not alone and that everything will be okay. The way you eat, what you do or don't do, and how you eat do not define who you are. Anxiety is a tricky thing that sneaks in and tries to take away the beautiful moments of life. No one has to struggle alone. Acknowledge the anxiety is there and be gentle. Don't let anything stop you from living and loving life. I love you. Love me. Hi there friends, this is Nicole and I just read you a letter that I wrote to myself and posted on our Instagram account a few days ago. Man, I just want to tell you, it's been a really rough week with anxiety. Kyle and I both suffer with anxiety and I have really been stuck in my head this week and struggling. And when I wrote that, I was crying. When I read it to Kyle before I posted it, I was crying. I was really struggling. And so we wanted to do this video to share that struggle with you, because often I don't want to share these things and be vulnerable and show that I struggle with stuff. This video is about this. I struggle with anxiety. I have had it since I was very little. Anxiety has been a part of why I used food to cope, why I got super heavy. It's been why I failed during my weight loss journey, because my anxiety would come in and take over. It gets me stuck in my head so much that I'll miss so many moments of my day. I have missed out on opportunities. I've missed out on dating my whole life until I met Kyle. I very rarely dated, and I met Kyle in my mid-20s. My anxiety was so bad, I barely went out. I didn't have many friends. In high school, I ate lunch in the library by myself because I did not like talking to people. I had social anxiety, general anxiety. I didn't sleep at night. I still have a really hard time sleeping. I've been working through it. I can fall asleep, but I can't stay asleep. And this week, I was so in my head. My anxiety comes in and it makes me fixate on things, on things I have to do, wash the car. Wash the car has been playing in my head for 3 weeks now. And I realize it's not about the car, it's about the underlying part. What is really my issue is anxiety surrounding what people will think about me. Oh, if I have a dirty car, people might judge me and go, oh, she's lazy. You know, it's trauma from growing up that I had put on myself about being lazy if you don't do stuff, or if you don't clean hard enough or long enough, or if you skip a week cleaning or something, that those things define who you are. I made up my mind that this year, especially with all this stuff going on right now, I feel like people's anxiety is through the roof, including mine, and I'm taking a stand and I am done with anxiety. I'm 36 and anxiety has taken pretty much all of those years from me, all of those years of sleep, of opportunity, and I'm done with anxiety. What I realized though, every time that I fight it, it gets worse. So what I decided to do was track my anxiety for one day. So I have this diary that I used, or journal I should say. I used this journal when I was recovering from the issues surrounding my eating, and when I was losing weight on my weight loss journey or struggling with using food to cope. And I decided to use the back of it to try to help heal myself the way I did with the food, try to heal my anxiety the same way. So the first thing I started doing was tracking my food and how many times I used it to cope. With anxiety, I'm doing the same thing. Okay, so this is Monday, June 23rd, starting at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. is when my anxiety woke me up, and immediately as soon as my eyes start to open, the anxiety jumps right in and it starts on things that I have to do or that I didn't do yet. You're lazy, you didn't do a manicure. You're lazy, you didn't clean and vacuum the car and put air in the tires and put gas in the car. Like immediately, things that don't even matter, that nobody probably even cares that I didn't do for weeks, get in my head. You need to pick your outfit. You can't be too risky in your outfit. Just silly things, but they're in my head. They're like massive things. And so 6 a.m., I decided to make a mental note and track. And what you're seeing here is an entire day, that whole day of Monday's worth of anxiety. Anytime that I got a thought like that, a fixation like wash the car, or you're being lazy because you haven't taken a shower yet, or you're eating your breakfast and it's 11 in the morning, like only lazy people do that. Like anytime anything like that came in, anything I was worried about judgment or fixated on, I tracked with a tick mark. What you see here is over 200 tick marks. So anxiety took up pretty much, I would say, 80 to 90% of my day that day. And that was a pretty rough day. And then the next day was just as rough. I realized that's the first step in my healing. Now I'm aware of how hard I am on myself all day and how much of my day is taken by anxiety. And I know that there's a lot of you out there that struggle like Kyle and I, and Kyle is the same way. He has anxiety. It comes in all the time. And it takes away so many precious moments that we could be spending with each other, that we could be making really cool content for you guys, that we could be out living. It takes away hours and months and years. I just want to say, if you're struggling like we do, you're not alone, and it's time to take a stand. So if you are ready to take a stand with me, with us, let's do this. Now that I've observed it and I see how much it puts me down, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did when I started realizing that I was using food to cope. I'm going to let it out and tell the world. So I'm telling you guys all over the world right now that I struggle with anxiety. I'm showing my vulnerable side. I'm showing that I struggle with stuff. Constantly, anxiety is running through my head. And I know that I'm not the only one. And I want you to know that you're not the only one. And admitting it and being open and honest about it, you know, I learned secrets keep you sick. So it's out now. I have massive anxiety that stops me from doing a lot of things. And I'm ready to work through it. But I realize I can't fight it anymore, because every time that I'm like, okay, anxiety, go away, you're annoying, stop it, you're taking my life, every time that I fight that, it just comes back like double and triple strength. My head just goes, and I'm a hot mess. And so what I'm gonna do now is the opposite. Today I've been just accepting and admitting that I have anxiety. And you know, yesterday to Kyle, I just said, like, I'm a hot mess. I have anxiety, I'm a mess. This is who I am, I'm just a mess. And using that humor, calling myself a hot mess, is also, it's admitting that I have anxiety, and it's me dealing with it in a way that pulls me out of that super sad, anxious, like closed off world in my head. It's really helped today. Every time that it comes in, okay, I understand that you want me to wash the car right now, anxiety, but you've wanted me to wash the car for 3 weeks and it's not time. And it's okay. I understand that this is anxiety, and it's okay because it's not time for that right now. And I just keep acknowledging that it's anxiety and admitting it and continue doing what I'm doing. And I'm also now gonna put myself through a very difficult test for myself, which is to go with the flow, which is extremely difficult for me and my anxiety. And I'm sure there are other people that deal with this too. I am terrible at going with the flow. I am very routine, and I have to-do lists, but I'll write detailed to-do lists that include like put your water in the jug for the day and do a manicure and pedicure. I don't need a to-do list for those things, but my anxiety is so bad I have to write every single thing out. Set your alarm. Like, I don't need reminders for those, but my anxiety does that. And so I've ripped up my to-do list, and anytime that something comes in, I'm gonna just acknowledge that it's anxiety, and I'm gonna leave it, and I'm gonna wait for the right moment to dust my shelf that the anxiety keeps telling me to dust, or to wash the car. I'm gonna wait until those are the right times. And I keep talking about the car because that's the same thing that's been in my brain yelling at me, and it's so silly, and I know it, but that's what my anxiety comes in. It fixates on little things like that and blows them up, and it just keeps nagging at me all day long. So now I'm just gonna wait for the right moments. And I just want to say, this might sound very like silly, but I have not done a manicure or pedicure this week. That's one of the things that I obsessively used to do like a couple of times a week, and then I have gotten it down to one time a week now. This week, I didn't feel like doing it. Every Sunday, it's manicure and pedicure day, whether you feel like it or not, because your anxiety will drive you nuts till you do it. I didn't feel like it, so I didn't do it, and it's Thursday, and I have not done it yet. Today's the first day where it's really starting to get on my nerves, and the anxiety's going, people are gonna think you're lazy because your nails aren't painted and they're chipping. But I'm really proud of myself, because that's huge. The fact that I'm waiting until I'm finally ready, even though my head is going wild over it, it's constantly telling me you have to do it, you have to do it. I even actually wrote it down on paper, and then I threw that to-do list out again because it's not the time. So those are my challenges. We're observing, admitting that we have anxiety, and now I'm gonna go, the other thing, acknowledge, admit it, observe it, say, okay, this is anxiety, accept it, and try to let things go with the flow. No more to-do lists, we're just in the moment. And if it takes me a year to wash that car, I'm in for a long ride, but I'm doing it.
We're in for we're in for a dirty car.
We're in for a dirty car. But I'm doing it, okay? And I'm doing it for you, and I'm doing it for me, and I'm doing it for Kyle, who has to hear my anxiety out loud sometimes, like I gotta wash the car 1,000 times. And this is for everyone out there struggling with anxiety. You're not alone. We can take a stand right now, right here, together. And this video is for those of you struggling, for those of you who know someone that struggles. We love you guys, and we know what it's like to struggle with anxiety, with weight, with using food to cope, with using other things for anxiety, like car washing and nail painting. And we're here for you guys. Let us know down below if you struggle, and if you're ready to take a stand. We're gonna do it. It's not gonna be easy, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it for you guys who struggle. I'm doing it for those that you know that struggle, for me, for Kyle, for Hank, because I want to be the best person that I can be, and I want to live my life. I'm not going to let anxiety take any more time away from me anymore. So the friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're inspired to tackle your own struggle, whatever that may be. Let us know, whatever struggle it is, it doesn't have to be anxiety. Tell us down below in the comments, you're taking a stand and you're gonna fight against your struggle, and we're gonna do it together, all of us, as a team. Thanks for watching. We love you. We have 2 weight loss guides down below if you would like to check out the links. Click the bells and do the stuff like add to Colette's on Instagram and that's about all. Thank you for watching. We love you. That's a wrap. Peace out, dudes.
I can still see you.
Oh yeah, Colette's out, I forgot.
Okay, now you disappeared.
And I can't do my frog in my short skirt, so I'll do a little hip shake for ya.
You know, whoa.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what my grandma would say about that skirt?
Yes, but I'll let you tell the joke.
Let me say it, because I say it every day to you.
I have no idea. What would she say?
She'd say, I hope you didn't pay full price for that skirt. It's got rips in it. And then when she'd say that to me, I'd say, Grandma, that's the style. And she'd say, oh.
So sad and disappointed.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it.